Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you all according to your time and locations you'll be watching this video. Yes, my dear viewers, I am back again with another update. So guys, I have a video here I would like we all to watch. But before then, if you're meeting my channel for the very first time, you're highly welcome. Please kindly do well to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your thought on the comment section. Let us know what you think about this video. And I will see you towards the end.
Our people, for all Biafrans all over the world, I want to also to tell you, whosoever is looking for his loved one, because the information reaching to my office is that since the invasion of Ako by the when Nigerian terrorist governments under the watch of Hope Uzodinma and the Tinubu and the DOS, after they have invaded Ako community, there is a lot of people that are missing. Thousands of them. People are looking for their loved ones and they are nowhere to be found. And I want to tell you, if you know that you are looking anybody, this is live broadcast. I am telling you.
Greetings, my wonderful people, lovers of freedom worldwide, and my fellow Biafrans. You are welcome back again to Queen Capon Media, the one and only YouTube channel where they give you a steady update. So, my wonderful people, I am back again to share with you now interesting and also latest updates all the way from Biafra land. Just like this video clip when I just watched, this is a broadcast made by Angel Makeup, my people. Una know say Angel Makeup now the second in command of Gentle the Yahoo. Yes, so my people, in the absence of Gentle, as he don't make us believe, say Gentle right now, see they take a medication because of the poison wey in chop. So my people, inside this video, we are going to be seeing some of the latest broadcasts wey don't make, updating Biafrans about the recent happening inside Okigwe Aku community, and also we are going to be seeing some latest updates, some latest actions of the men on ground, my people. The kind of cleanup what they do right now inside Okigwe, no be small thing. Make sure that you sit down so you'll be able to watch the cleanup by the men on ground and also the latest update from Aku community. Let's start already.
Our arms have commenced deliverance, and the deliverance of Okigwe, eradication of Fulanis, eradication of saboteurs, eradication of politicians, eradication of Ebubago and database has begun. The deliverance has begun.
There is no productive economy that this government is investing in. Rather, this government is buying yachts, is buying a jet when the one there is still functional, and then taking 4,000 people on what he calls a climate change conference in Dubai. 4,000 people. Majority of them were concubines that the nation can testify to Dubai. So it's a government of wastage. Nigeria's money that God has blessed us with, this government has come to waste it in every sector. If you ask me the impression, Nigerians, go and ask every 10 Nigerians the impression, 9 will be telling you the same thing that I'm telling you. It's a government of pain. It's a government that will be remembered as a government that came to inflict hunger and pain and has not recorded any developmental stride. So it's a government of wastage. Nigeria's money that God has blessed us with, this government has come to waste it in every sector.
Right, let's have your impression about this government. How would you assess the state of the nation right now?
Well, I think I want to start by looking at it contextually. From the very beginning of democracy, the 5 regimes also we have had since the inception of democracy in 1999, the Fourth Republic. The first set of, elected national leaders that we had was General Obasanjo, retired, and Atiku Abubakar as his vice president. That regime was marked by its pursuit of reforms. Nigeria, before them, was considered a pariah state. They were able to eradicate that negative impression. They brought in what we call the GSM today, that is the liberalized telecommunication, which has provided jobs for millions of Nigerians and still doing so. They pursued our debt, cancellation of our debts that we owed internationally. They achieved that. They brought in eggheads to come and rule and to come and preside over the affairs of governors, and they succeeded tremendously. After that government, we had Yaradua, who concentrated on reforms. He concentrated on reforming the electoral process, and then he brought a lasting peace to Niger Delta through the amnesty. And then he concentrated in reforming the civil service. That was another very, great leap in our journey towards a democratic state. And then we had Goodluck Jonathan, who I describe as neither nor, that brought in elements of mediocrity, who actually did not make any mark that you could attach to him like this, but at least he led the nation stable. And then disaster started in 2015 when we brought in Buhari, whose government was a total disaster. And I recall that this present regime, this current government that we have today, were the ones, as a party, APC party, led by the president that we have today, that convinced Nigerians that if we all form a coalition under the APC, Nigeria was going to have a turnaround, because he, with his experience, the military general with his experience, have all the experiences they need, and Nigeria needs to have Nigeria turn around. So in 2015, we believed that story, and Buhari came in. That government was a disaster. Now, I have to go into all this context because I want to show you what led to why we are where we are today. Now, that government of Buhari, we thought we could never see a worse government than Buhari's. And during that 8 years of disaster, there was a formation of what we thought was going to be a new crop of leadership, which now culminated in the 2023 election. Some people now felt that because the other people have participated, at least in the presidential level as president, we should give this current president the opportunity to put to practice and put to effect what he had always preached. He had preached democracy. He had preached rule of law. He had preached defense of human rights. I mean, he had preached Nadeko as a former Nadeko person and all of that. So Nigerians said, let's give him a chance. He claimed to have fixed Lagos, highly contentious, but he claimed to have fixed Lagos. Nigeria said, okay, if he fixed Lagos, he claimed to be able to identify talents that fix solutions, that fix problems and bring solutions. People like Yemi Osinbajo as well. So Nigerians said, okay, let's give him a chance. Even though he had come out to say it was his turn, we thought that he was, in fact, he claimed to have been the most prepared person. Because every other president you had, some confessed that they were not prepared. He claimed to have been the one who had prepared all his life for the presidency. And now we gave him a turn. Some of us didn't vote for him, but Nigerians, never mind what the election said and all of that, but it is assumed, we'll not take responsibility for it, since the Supreme Court have said he is the winner. So we gave him the chance. Today, what we have is a catastrophe. We have moved from a disaster that Buhari was to a cataclysmic situation. Now, what is this government identified for and with? I have just named what other governments were identified for and with. Since the president was sworn in Eagle Square, the recurring refrain from every single Nigeria, whether you are in the business sector, whether you are in the corporate sector, whether you are in the civil service, whether you are doing small businesses, or you are an enterprise or industry, the recurring refrain from every Nigerian that you will ask is that this is a government of pain, of hunger, and of anguish. That the only thing they get from this government as feedback of governance is that tariffs are being increased, is that electricity tariff is increased, telecommunication tariff is increased, fuel subsidy that at least we held onto, whether it was right or wrong, whether it was flawed or straight, Nigerians held onto that and didn't give the sharks the opportunity to hike prices in the market. He removed it unilaterally at Eagle Square in a bravado manner, whereas he hasn't thought of any way to cushion what would be the effect, which shows if in fact he didn't know that it was going to create an effect, it shows his lack of competence. If he knew, it shows his wickedness. So both sides of the sword is a two-edged sword. Now he removed it at Eagle Square. Since then up until now, Nigerian citizens cannot tell you these are the measures that this present president has put in place that is ensuring that they Nigerians are having their sufferings ameliorated. There is no ameliorating. When Buhari was there, who I describe as a disaster, he set up the Anchor Borrowers Program, which at least the North can say they benefited so much from. He produced a lot of young farmers in the North who are growing local rice. We don't have any such example. Rather, what we have is that in January, we are going to have to pay more taxes. And what is even more annoying is that the man who is put in charge of that committee for fiscal reform, Taiwo Yedele, tells us now that beyond the taxes, the tax collectors, that is the government in place, does not care what you do to make money. In fact, he said that in a Redeemed Church in Lagos. And he said, and I quote, he said, if you are a Ron's girl and you go out to sleep with a man and he gives you money, and you just pay your tax on him, we don't care what you do. And then he said further that any person who is into whatever business that the law, the tax law, does not anticipate and does not take into cognizance what he does, all he needs to do is to pay his taxes. If you follow that up,